Hi there. My name is Brad Cole, and I'm the clinical manager at Backline. I'm here with you today with a video on what you can expect once you've had your case management call with us. The video will outline what you can expect immediately following your case management call, how to access and utilize other Backline resources, how to find the best fit therapist for yourself, and also what you can expect from your first session with a therapist. Chapter 1. You just finished your case management call. Now what? So, you've just finished your case management call with Backline, and I bet you're wondering, what's next? Right now, your case manager is hard at work collecting your mental health and wellness referrals and any other resources that will support the needs you discussed on your call. Referrals for care providers such as therapists, life coaches, social workers, psychiatrists, and any other licensed mental health professional will be sent to you within a week. Any other additional resources discussed on the call will be sent your way within 24 hours. Your custom care plan will look a little something like this and will come from case manager at backline.care. As you can see, your care plan will include contact information for 1 to 3 providers, as well as information about their rates, insurance coverage, their website, and any other important details such as their therapeutic background, clinical specialties, important identities, experience working with music industry professionals, and why your case manager believes they would be a good fit for you. Your case manager will send providers that best fit your needs and preferences and will confirm that they are currently accepting new clients before sending you their contact information. Your care plan will also include resources that your case manager believes will be additionally supportive for you at this time based on your conversation with them. These include resources such as health insurance resources and financial resources. Now that you've received your care plan, it is up to you to reach out to each of the provided referrals. We strongly recommend touching base with your referrals as soon as possible to ensure a spot in your preferred provider's caseload. When you reach out, let the provider know you're coming from Backline as they will be expecting you. For more information on what to expect from the initial call with these providers, please check out Chapter 3 of this video, How to Find the Right Therapist. Please keep in mind that it can take up to a week to create your finalized care plan with provider referrals. If you haven't received your care plan within a week, please send an email to casemanager@backline.care for an update and a friendly reminder to check that spam folder just in case your care plan found its way in there. Once you find the therapist you'd like to work with and it feels like a good fit to begin working together, the therapist will take it from there and explain their practice policies, scheduling, and billing. Any questions you have about these areas should be directed to your new therapist. Something to keep in mind as you reach out to each of these providers is that not every therapist or life coach is going to be the best fit for every client. It is so important you feel comfortable with the provider you're working with so that you're able to be fully open and vulnerable and be able to more freely explore your mental health struggles. If you're not feeling like any of the providers sent your way are a good fit for you or your needs at this time, no worries. Please send an email to your case manager to let them know you're in need of additional referrals and to let them know what didn't feel like a good fit so they can better tailor your next referrals. Now, if you ever find yourself moving, your mental health provider retires, you experience a change in your insurance or treatment needs, or any other life changes that may lead to you needing additional provider referrals, please don't hesitate to re-engage with Backline's case management program to find new mental health and wellness resources. Chapter 2. How to access and utilize Backline's other resources. If you are in need of additional resources from Backline, please refer to the email seen here that we sent you after you booked your initial case management call with us titled Your Submission to Backline's Case Management Program Next Steps. If you begin to scroll down a little bit in the email, you will find some additional resources that you can access at any time, anywhere. These include Backline's Touring Notebook, articles with industry-specific mental health and wellness information, Backline's communities, exclusive wellness offerings and deals, helpful YouTube content and town halls, and support around finding the right therapist. You are also able to find all of these resources on Backline's website at www.backline.care. Chapter 3. How to choose the right therapist. For many first-time therapy goers or those returning to therapy after a bit, finding the right mental health provider can be an overwhelming process. While your provider's background and training is something to consider, the most important key to success is the relationship you're able to build with them. In order to be our most vulnerable selves, we must feel comfortable and safe in the therapy room. If it doesn't feel right, reach back out to Backline for more referrals. We empower you to not sacrifice your comfort in the therapy room. We highly recommend that you reach out to each referral provided by Backline for a brief consultation call as a way to get an initial vibe and opinion of each provider. During this call, you can expect the provider to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their practice and their approach to therapy. Additionally, you can expect them to ask about what you're wanting to work on in therapy, your insurance or out-of-pocket budget, and any other treatment preferences you may have, including virtual or in-person preference, scheduling, and frequency of sessions. This call is also an opportunity for you to ask the therapist some questions and assess whether they will be a good fit for you or not. Here are some helpful tips when you are interviewing a potential therapist. Tip number 1, trust your gut. During the initial phone call, tune into your gut feelings, especially as a music industry professional. Our harmonious therapeutic relationship begins with a sense of comfort and understanding. So be attuned to how the therapist responds to your unique challenges in the music field. Get a vibe check and trust your instincts to assess if the therapist truly comprehends the nuances of your profession and feels like the right fit for your specific needs. Tip number 2, explore relevant experience. When initially meeting with the new therapist, it is good to explore their experience working with music industry professionals and/or working with your most pressing challenges and therapeutic goals. It is also appropriate to ask about their specific experience working with your particular role in the industry, if this is something important to you and you're feeling understood in therapy. Tip number 3, understand therapeutic approach. Get some insight into the therapist's approach to treatment. Ask about specific strategies and techniques they employ, especially those relevant to the music industry and your most pressing challenges, such as stress management techniques for touring professionals or methods to address creative blocks. Also, if they utilize an approach or skill that you aren't familiar with, it's okay to ask for a better explanation. Tip number 4, ensure it's a good fit. Beyond the therapeutic approach, make sure the therapist meets all your practical needs. Verify their schedule availability matches up with yours, if they accept your insurance, confirm any associated costs, and assess their experience in addressing issues similar to yours. Don't hesitate to ask any other relevant logistical questions to ensure a comprehensive fit for your mental health care. Open and transparent communication about practical aspects ensures a smoother and more effective therapeutic experience. To get more specific, here's a list of 10 questions Backline recommends music industry professionals ask during an initial call with a potential therapist. As shown earlier, you can find a document with these questions outlined in the Your Submission to Backline's Case Management Program Next Steps email. 1. Do you have experience working with music industry professionals, particularly my role in the industry? 2. What is your therapeutic approach, and how do you tailor it to address the specific stressors common in the music industry? 3. Do you accept my insurance, and what are the associated costs for sessions? 4. How do you handle things like scheduling and having appointments, especially for touring professionals who are frequently on the road? How often will we plan to meet? 5. What is your cancellation policy, and how flexible are you with rescheduling appointments, considering the unpredictable nature of the music industry? 6. Can you share success stories or examples of positive outcomes from your work with clients in the music industry? 7. What is your preferred method of communication between sessions? Email, phone, text? 8. How do you handle confidentiality, especially when it comes to the high-profile nature of the music industry? 9. Are you familiar with the lifestyle challenges of touring musicians? And how do you accommodate for these in your therapeutic approach? 10. How do you handle emergencies or crisis situations between scheduled sessions? This list of questions will allow you to get a full understanding of each provider, their therapeutic background, and overall understanding of the music industry, so you can make the most well-informed decision when it comes to choosing your next therapist. Chapter 4: What to expect from your first session and what to have ready. You're probably wondering, once I decide on the therapist I want to work with, what can I expect from my first session? Well, a first session, also known as an intake, is your new therapist's opportunity to gather information that will provide better context for what you will be working on together. They may ask questions about your presenting issues and how they are impacting your daily functioning, and any other relevant family history, social history, work history, mental health history, or medical history. This session really is an opportunity for your therapist to better understand you, your background, and your desired treatment outcomes. After this first intake session, you are ready to go and ready to begin working on your personal goals and gaining the support you need to feel mentally well, settled, and resourced. Make sure that before you meet with your new therapist for your intake session, that you've reviewed and signed any documentation sent your way. It is also important to make sure all your insurance and billing questions have been answered and you're aware of any out-of-pocket costs. If you're meeting with your therapist virtually, make sure you have a reliable internet connection and a private space to meet and talk with your therapist. We recommend choosing one place in your house where you feel most comfortable and settled to have your sessions. If you're meeting your therapist in person, make sure you know exactly where you are going and to arrive 5 to 10 minutes early to ensure that you are settled and ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video on what to expect once you've had your case management call with Backline. As always, if you have any questions about the therapy process or need any additional resources from your case manager, please reach out to casemanager@backline.care.